This is Tay with Mount Olympus with the Clan War podcast. I have here Ian and Sino.
What's up, Tay?
What's going on? So basically what I wanted to do was just pretty much discuss what's going on, and got a couple topics that I think will be great topics. Basically what's going on is DSA, which is Deadly Shadow Warriors, or Deadly Shadow Assassins, right? And then
Yeah, it's Deadly Shadow Assassins, yeah.
Right. And you guys will be fighting against Mount Olympus and BFC. So that should be a pretty dope battle. Got a couple questions for you guys. What would you say is the qualities of a great clan?
Do you want to go first on this one, Sino?
The quality of a great clan starts with the leadership. It goes down to the players who's the foundation of it, because the leader himself can't do it, first of all. So, as much as people want to play leader and think he's the big dog, hey, you can't be a big dog with no foundation, which is your members.
Agreed.
Whether your clan is good, bad, as long as y'all trust each other and have loyalty, that's a clan to me. So that's all I gotta say on that.
I think to add to that as well, the understanding between the clan, you gotta bear in mind when you make a clan, you're gonna have a whole bunch of egos in there. You're gonna have your top dogs, and they know they're top dogs, but you need to be able to, have them treat everyone else with respect in terms of don't beat someone down because you can beat them down. As long as the structure's in place, look, yes, I'm good, but I want to help you get better, not just pulverize you into the ground. I think that has to be part of the hierarchy as well. I think that's important, because you don't just want to go beating the new members into the floor and then end up losing them 2 minutes later.
Right. I think that's what people mess up with sparring and actually fighting. That's what people get it confused at. Like, when you sparring, you should kind of be teaching them as you go, not just whooping their ass like you say. And I never understood that. Like, you'll spar with somebody, next thing you know is like, I fucked you up. Like, that's what they'll say, and they're like, but dude, we was sparring. You know what I'm saying? So I do know how that goes, and I definitely feel like definitely a brotherhood is essential when it comes to clans. If you don't have that, then the clan will just fall apart. But
exactly,
what bothers me is that when you got a bunch of competitive people, it's hard to keep it friendly. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're so competitive, it's like you forget that the people that's actually in your clan are actually in your clan. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, if you take a look at the BFC, the way it was in its heyday, when it was thriving, yes, we had different squads. Yes, we had rivalries between the squads, and shit talk did happen, and sometimes tempers, flared up a bit. But whenever BFC went to war, all that was forgotten about for that war. Shit resumed after, fair enough, but you have to know, what is the line to cross and what is the line where it's too far. You have to have a boundary, I think. And I think that all falls in place with mutual respect. Yeah, you might give each other shit talk, but as long as you respect each other in a sense, you don't have to like the person, but respect them because they're part of you, part of your clan. I think that's important.
Yeah. How about you, Sino?
I mean, pretty much said it. Respect goes both ways, and that's how I am whether I'm on the game, real life. You show me respect, I show respect back the same way. You drop that respect, then hey, I mean, I know it's not right, but I drop mine also. So don't do what I do, but it's something I'm actually working on. But hey, respect goes both ways, regardless. So
Yeah. The respect thing was a huge thing, and
yes.
cause then you're dealing with like, yo, I don't even know you in real life. Like, who are you talking to? You know what I'm saying? It's like it shouldn't even have to really get to that point. I feel like everybody. I don't think nobody in BFC is any type of punk. So, which is why I feel like things got huge like that. But definitely the respect, and it would make and break a clan. So I definitely do agree with
Yeah.
that. But one thing I do agree with Ian definitely is that once it was wartime, BFC definitely like forget everything else. Like we're gonna rock out together, we're gonna win together, we're gonna lose together. So that was also a great thing. And I feel like James Clark definitely I feel like he definitely saw that. Anytime we had to go war with anybody else, BFC got their stuff together and handled business in any branch.
I mean, look,
But
for an example, a prime example, me and you, we never see eye to eye, we never have done, and we probably never will. But I respect you,
Agreed.
you know? When it came to wartime, all the differences were put aside, and we rocked out together. Shit, we were always on the same team. And that's the way it's supposed to be.
Agreed.
uh,
That's
one
pretty much.
And
one
that's
thing
how
that's
it
a
is.
major play in like everything is arrogance. I've seen
Mhm.
it. I went through it, and I really much hate it. You see, like, okay, say somebody's a top player, right?
Uh-huh.
Cool, you know you beat everybody ass, but it's just this one thing that could help you out to make you even a better player. You throw it out there like you see it, because when you're fighting, you can't see what you're doing wrong. You need the other person to tell you from the outside. So it's like when you tell them about that one thing, it's like, nah, shut the fuck up, blah 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 blah. Like, dude, you know I'm only trying to help you, and then that causes beef right there. So arrogance is a big part of each clan. I could tell you that much.
I agree. It's also how it comes across. You know what I'm saying? Like it's I, it's especially like with Lewis. I don't know how to say his last name. This the Mexican Lewis. Um,
Comping.
yeah, I would say something like we'll argue. Then I'll fight him like yo, you should work on this. Like Lewis is a very blitzkrieg fighter. You know what I'm saying? Like he's gonna rush you majority of the times. And like I feel like he sacrifices defense for that. I don't. He wastes his stamina, and he rarely gets the block off. He's just trying to get you and get you and get you. But I've recently fought him on this weekend and said, yo, hey, um, you need to like if you add some defense to your game, you'll be a monster like better than what you are now. And instead of him like being like get the hell out of my face, like he was like, yo, I agree, and I will work on that. So it just definitely comes off how basically how you approach the fighter, the player.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. You've got to bear in mind though, no two fights are the same. You know, it doesn't matter if you're fighting the same person. Yes, they might run the same preset, but they're going to do something different each fight. I had the pleasure of fighting Mr. Comping yesterday, and I can see he's come a long way from where he used to be. The man could barely touch me before, and he actually pushed me a little bit yesterday. I was pleased for him. But again, you're correct in the sense that he does key blasting, he does rush, and perfect blocks probably not his strong suit. If he works in that, I think he'd be a very good fighter, kind of like an Ishdox style fighter.
Agreed. He
It
does
don't have to
remind
be
me of him.
about perfect blocking. It could just be about blocking, period. Because sometimes you don't have to. We all perfect block. We all see. We try to perfect block at times that we fuck up, and it might cost us those last two stamina bars, and fuck us over. So it's just to
Hmm.
block, period. Like, or just in the sense of blocking at all.
But anyway,
Agreed.
we're getting off topic. What's your next question?
Right, right. Yeah. DSA versus I'm just gonna say the Alliance because it's two different clans. How do you guys feel about that war coming up in 2 weeks from now?
Well, personally, I've already made my opinion pretty clear because I have a lot of respect for BFC. I mean, I wouldn't have met any of the guys that I know now if it wasn't for James Clark. I did join BFC back on Xeno 1, and I went inactive due to military duties. He brought me back on the Xenoverse 2 page. It's where I met the likes of Tay, I met Lewis, everyone else. And the guys who are in DSA, they were all part of BFC once, and I support both groups. So for me, I think it would be wrong for me to side with one or the other because I represent both. So I'm gonna kind of sit back and watch the show. But I think if it's done right and it's done in good taste, none of the venomous bullshit that we sometimes see on the war pages. I think it'll be a very, very good fight. DSA's got some good fighters, and BFC has some very good fighters. So it should be an interesting one.
Agreed. Agreed. How about you, Sino?
Well, as far as that, I think it kind of started off on the wrong foot with that mold thing. I don't know if it was rumors or somebody just took it on their own hands or whatever. But me, honestly, I mean, I didn't care about the mold thing. People did do it on Ian, which is a really good friend of mine, which kind of pissed me off about the whole thing.
Hmm.
And his name was just being thrown around. So at first I didn't care about it, but at the same time I looked at it as why, if it's a friendly war, why would it have to the sense of doing like a mole, kind of like we did with DOG? It was like bad from the start, bad midway, bad up to the war. So okay, it was understandable then, but to me this war thing is supposed to be friendly, it's supposed to stay clean. So I just didn't understand the whole situation. Glad it's clean though. I'm glad it's clean. Um, I would say as far as the next week or two, I mean, me myself, I call everybody trash. I call myself trash. You can ask anybody. But a lot of people take it too serious in my sense. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's good shit talk, it's bad shit talk. If you don't literally see me like aggressively calling you trash, then don't take it serious. And there's a lot of people out there like that. Don't take them serious either. So if everybody could see that sense, the water would stay clean. That's how I look at it. That's all I
Right.
want. Keep the water clean. You know, as far as like when DSA fought you guys, you know, you was like, you know, good match, you guys got it. And I was like, damn, I never seen Tay like that. I'm just being honest. He showed me respect after he lost, and I was like, oh shit. So when I seen that, I was like, I might like Zeno 2-9, which kind of just brought me back because I wasn't coming back. I
Right.
just started playing a little bit. We did that, and I was like, damn. So it's like you still have the bullshit there, but you still have the respected people there, and I'm like, okay, I could kind of do this. No arguing, no fussing, just let it be, and that's what kept me around.
Right.
So
I felt like it was I had to, and not that I didn't want to, but I felt like I had
mm,
to be the one to be like, yo, good fight, because I did. What happened was that previously the BFC, a lot of stuff was done, especially on my part, that caused a lot of toxic. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like I needed to be the one to definitely say, hey, good fight, to set the tone. And right after I said good fight, I told Lewis he was trash. But it was just you know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's cool, and like I know, and again I keep picking on Lewis because that's the one we always go back and forth with. But and long I like Lewis, like don't get me wrong, but I felt like to say that, hey, good fight, and you guys won, that was great. I felt like that would help set the tone with the relationship between DSA and MO, because everybody's competitors. So it was hard to take the L, but we can't expect activity in a relationship between clans if we take a loss and we get disrespectful after that. So
yeah,
and it definitely was a great match, and I felt like this new clan match is coming up. It's going to be even better, and we got three different parties involved. Everybody got the good head on their shoulders and stuff like that. So I feel like it's going to be dope. And I want to touch on the situation with the mole situation. I don't know where I've been at. I didn't know nothing about it until like today when Chris Cannon said something to me today about it. I was like, what the hell are y'all talking about? It's like it's really no need for a mole if there's no it's really no need for it. Nobody's conspiring against another clan. It's just we're just fighting, trying to keep everybody active and together. Because the last thing we need is like everybody dispersing and really doing their own thing. Like that was the goal, was to keep everybody together some way somehow. And I felt like we accomplished that together with DSA, Mount Olympus, and BFC still doing their thing. So it's working out. It's working out pretty good, man.
Mhm. So what's next on the agenda?
So let's see here. So who's your guys? Even though I know what the answer is going to be, who's your guys' fave to win, and why?
Well, shit, I would say
um,
DSA, but I'm not fighting, so it is what it is.
you see why I hate this guy? As far as I know, I won't say I don't know what BFC got. I'm not gonna go in headstrong like, oh, I could tear them apart. But as far as I can't even now, anything could happen in 2 weeks. And I'm saying that
Yeah.
because I know anything could happen within our side in 2 weeks. Shit, the whole entire clan could be better than me in 2 weeks. You never know.
Facts.
So it's
And
like
But that's not too difficult though. I mean,
it
you
ain't
know,
it ain't at all. It
I
ain't.
mean,
But
you and Ian was training when I pulled up on y'all. So I know the title of the party chat was hyperbolic time chamber. So I know it's getting real. You know what I'm saying? So I know you.
I mean, we all know I've stopped playing since when, January. Never been active since.
Right.
Shit, I mean, even when even Tay hit me up before, was like, "Damn, I heard you ain't the way you used to be." I'm like, "Yeah, dude, I've been stopped playing." I mean, I get on like once a month from here to there.
Mhm.
Ian knows it because I get on, I play him, and he'd be like, "You're trash," and I'm like, "Yeah, dude, I know." So, I've actually come back and actually started being active again. But
Man threw me under the
who's better to
bus.
be active? Nah, but I'm saying, like, who's better to be active with than the people you used to play with all the time? Like,
Exactly.
yeah, I can't get better unless I'm having fun. If I'm being mad all the time, I'm not gonna get better, which is why I quit a lot when I get mad. And it's not due to the fact that whether I'm losing or winning. It's just like the service, it just fucks me over a lot. So I just
Mhm.
get mad. But I want to actually play in the war. Like I said, I see a lot of respect. So I want to play in this war. So I'm definitely going to be on there. I'm not going to throw out who's going to be in there. That's whether the clan leader want to say that or not. But I'm letting you know I'm definitely going to be in there. But I'm just trying to put my time into at least get my sense back and the timing of how to do things, get my skill setting back. I actually got to adapt to the new stuff because I see there's a lot of new things that Xenoverse added that I need to get used to.
Right.
So I have a lot of work to do on my end versus I don't know what you guys got going on. So
I
let me
Basically,
see
what
mean,
what
he's saying is,
happens.
I'm in the middle of training his ass right now. That's basically what he's saying. Knocking the rust off. But no, I
right.
mean, I've trained, or I'm in the middle of training quite a few of the DSA members. There's a lot of potential with a lot of them. Some of them are already at the standard. Some of them need bringing up to the standard. Obviously, in every clan you have players like that.
Agreed.
But in 2 weeks, I think DSA will definitely be ready. I don't think it's going to be an easy fight. I don't think one clan is going to walk the other. I think it's going to be a very, very close fight. It'll be a very good fight. So yeah, I don't want to put my money on either because, like I said, I respect both clans. So I'm just going to sit back and watch two clans go at it. So, I don't have a favorite, but I do know that it's going to be very entertaining either way.
You're right. I think it's going to be great matches on everybody's side. I know BFC got some tricks under their sleeve. I'm sure DSA as well. And I think it's going to be an amazing battle. It's going to be dope.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I'm very interested in seeing the progress from everybody. I want to see the progress from Chris Cannon as well. And I know he's been putting in the work, and I feel like I've had some time with him. I know Ian has some time with him as well. I'm waiting to see the progress from him as a leader, because as a leader, he's doing his thing. So that's definitely gonna be a dope situation. The next subject is who was your guys' favorite players?
What, in total or like throughout
We can
both
yeah.
all clans, every clan?
We can do total. We talked about the clan match already. We just
I mean, if I had to go with my all-time favorites, probably it's got to be the two people who probably trained me when I first joined the FC. If you remember, I used to use that cancerous Namekian. And I dominated with that fucker, man. I absolutely dominated. I went from 0 points to 16,000 points in a month in BFC with that shit.
You was really
But
petty
for
with that
me,
Namekian. Really petty.
but for me, that Namekian, yes, he was strong, but he was too slow. So I
Right.
wanted to kind of make a faster character, and it's got to be Trippy Hendrix. Trippy Hendrix has to be one of them, man. That guy, he used to beat the fuck out of me when I first made my margin. I mean, at least 100 L's to that guy now. But he taught me how to use it, and now I beat his ass like a ginger stepchild. But the second guy has to be, Asensino, has to be Sino. So he helped me with my speed and training. So these are the two guys that I kind of kept close throughout my tenure of all the clans. And they're probably the two guys who out of everyone, got along with the most. I'll say Anthony Acosta Hernandez was definitely up there. The guy took me into Assassins of Valhalla. It was pretty good, but in terms of people I play with, Lewis and Trippy were the two I was always with. So they've got to be my two favorites.
Yeah,
No disrespect to everyone else, you're all cool, but these were my favorites.
that explains a lot. That explains a lot, cause Trippy's a motherfucker. I tell you that. Trippy is a motherfucker.
I am the white Trippy Hendrix.
I agree.
That's pretty much it.
I agree. What about you, Sino?
I mean, I don't know who BFC have really, but the one I'm most interested to see is I want to see Adam's progress. He was talking like a big boy. He seemed mature, and I hate to throw this out there, but I actually ran a perfect on him in a fight before,
Oh,
and he
Lord.
just didn't like that. But I want to see his progress. No, I'm just saying, like, you go from running perfect to a guy and then to him possibly being able to beat you. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, that'll be the major progress on that guy. I fought Dwayne recently. I mean, he's gotten better as far as I've seen. You know, I see he's set to a character now.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to see maybe he wasn't going all out, maybe he wasn't. I'm not sure, but I would like to see him, go all out in that war also. You preferably, since you want to see me, you want to see my progress. I want to see yours now. Shit, I mean, I want to see what you're gonna do. I didn't really fight you much in the 2v2, only here and there.
Yeah.
But I think Stanley kind of had, you guys had a hard dick for each other during that little fight. So I just let it be.
Well, I have
also
seen Tier
wanna
recently, but I won't give away any secrets.
Nah, I mean, the goal was trying to stay alive, man. I was trying to stay alive, and Kurt kept letting me down, bro. Kurt was fighting you, and he kept dying. I was like, come on, man. This is not the part of the plan. So, yeah. But go
I
ahead.
mean, it's just certain people. I mean, on my side, there's definitely certain people I want to see, being that I'm helping some of them also. But I'm more focused on like a certain, set of them. BFC, I don't know what you guys have so far, except for the names that I've called.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be pretty interesting to see what you guys, bring in. I don't know, maybe Anthony's there. I would love to beat on his Arcosian some more. I'm still a master of Arcosians, by the way. But anyway.
Shout out Anthony.
But I would just love to
Anubis.
see that. I would love to see if he was in there. I would love to fight his Arcosian once again.
New controller of BFC, I think it's only his right to participate with his Namekian.
Oh yeah, Devin's definitely, he's something else. I'll give it. It's to the untrained eye, it looks like he's just normal, but he has some shit with him. I will give him that. He has a strategy. So I mean, my favorite players so far, because I've fought just about everybody, if not everybody. Definitely Ian. I will do Ian, Trippy. I definitely gotta say Anubis, because Zeus and Anubis is going on 3-4 years now fighting each other. And that's catastrophic. Definitely Kevin Jones. Kevin Jones is definitely a strategic fighter. I love fighting him. I fight him for hours. He's usually my training partner when I do fight. And then I know you guys. I don't know how you guys feel about this guy, but Dwayne, man, Dwayne is like really like slow pace at his own pace, and he makes it happen. So I definitely like fighting Dwayne, because you can't fight him normally.
I think with Dwayne, I love Dwayne as a person, but sometimes he falls into bad habits.
Yeah.
And he gets so near to becoming the perfect package in terms of his defense and how he applies the skill, and he gets so close, and then he kind of goes back a step. He just needs to make that final push. And I got with Dwayne, it was a couple of weeks ago, and we tried to do some speed training and try and speed him up a bit, because his movement is good, but it's like you said, it's very slow, it's very calm paced, so you feel like you have the time to sidestep when he comes to attack you, or you can counter him. He leaves himself open a little bit, so we tried to speed him up a bit, and I think if he makes that final transition to a quicker fighter, I think he could be potentially a very dangerous opponent.
Agreed. I think he's still trying to find, like, you know who you are. Cino knows who he is. I think Dwayne's still trying to find that perfect formula of best for him. And I feel like once he does that, he'll be awesome. Going into our last subject, I want to discuss what was you guys' favorite BFC moments?
Oh, I'll go first on this one. I won. I took his title away from him, and then just to see his face when I ended up in Mount Olympus with you and Sumo Trey, after stripping him of his title, you know that guy hated me, and for me, that was the most satisfying moment ever. But there was another one more occasion where he tried to to claim seven. It was a 7-win streak. We joined his lobby, and he was on a 7-win streak against a bunch of randoms. And myself, Anthony Acosta Hernandez, Chippy Hendricks, and Asensino here were all in a party chat together with Necromancer. God knows where he is now, but we joined his lobby, and the man was on a 7 streak. And there's actually a video on YouTube of it. Lewis goes, Ian, we're in this lobby. You know he's going to claim his 7-streak victory on us, right? And Anthony thought he'd take it upon himself to post that Christopher Nichols got the 7-win streak on us. Bear in mind, I was recording this as, you know, joining the lobby, just got to the lobby, and I got to Christopher Nichols, and I absolutely demolished the guy, which was, you know, gonna happen regardless. But he tried to claim the wins. You know, that was the best part. He tried to claim the wins, even though we'd stitched him up. We set the guy up, and he tried to claim the win. Even when I posted the video, you know, that for me was probably the most entertaining moment in BFC, because I couldn't breathe for laughing that the guy tried to actually claim those victories. But, you know, it is what it is, man.
I'm gonna tell you this now, Ian. When Chris hears this, he is gonna be on your ass. I want you to know that.
The thing with Christopher Nichols is he's a fighter who has never changed his style throughout his entire tenure in Xenoverse. I mean, we met a few months back, and it was when we weren't friends. We still ain't friends, but you know, he got his ass beat, and towards the end of his life, he tried to do the block and grab spam and failed. And the next fight, I almost beat him with the Yamcha. He did win the Yamcha fight when I was Yamcha. He did beat me, but just. But you know, as far as Christopher Nichols goes, you know, it is what it is, man. I don't. The guy doesn't worry me enough to, you know, for me to give a fuck about it. That's just me.
But he has been training, though. I will say that. He has been training.
He could be he could be the best fighter in the game, dude. It's the way he conducts himself.
Gotcha.
You know, him and that's that. Yeah, that.
I got you.
I think the way it is like you said, Tay, you know, you have done some bullshit in your time, I've done bullshit in my time, you know, who hasn't? But I think there's a line we've never crossed, and with Christopher Nichols, he doesn't know where that line starts and finishes. And he tends to go across that line more times than anything else, which is why
there's no line.
You know, I can't respect a guy who can't respect himself or respect the people around him. You know, like I said, we clash heads now and again, but we still respect each other.
Right. Agreed.
Yeah, it's just the way it is. What about you, Sino? What's your favorite moment, apart from that story I've just told?
Well, nah, that wasn't my favorite. That actually got me real heated, but anyway. My favorite part was actually when okay, I won't say when I first joined BFC, because I joined it from Ranger Blast 2, but when Xeno 1 came out, I actually ran back into James, because I wasn't a social media guy, but I joined it since then. And when I ran back into James, you know, he's like, yo, join my clan, blah, 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 you know, BFC. And I was like, okay, cool. He was like, what's your favorite? So he tried to add me, which I was already in there. So, you know, I got in, so I started becoming active, man. Well, the thing I like about it was seeing everything start to grow from that point. You starting to see so much people join. You starting to have fun with different people. You know, I went from a regular member straight into a squad leader so quick, and then, you know, that's when he actually started to build it, when he started to come up with the Kais, the different, you know, Dragon Lord, all them different, you know, different ranks, because it was building so quick and you had so much fun. And it was like you was meeting so many fresh people then at that point versus everybody knowing each other now and just bumping heads. So it's like it had more respect then versus the respect on Xeno 2. A lot of people fell off from Xeno 2, so it's like Xeno 1, it was building and growing stronger, versus Xeno 2, it started out okay, then it just died. And the reason why I said that, because one of the first people I was playing with a lot was Quan, and he fell off real quick. You know, it was like the game was just too much for him. It was just like real boring, real meta for him, which I did see a little bit. I lost motivation real quick. But hey, I met a lot of good people before I stopped. Hey, Ian is a example, even though he's still a little fag, but whatever. But
Uh-huh.
I mean, that was my favorite moment since I first joined to until a situation happened when I got kicked. We all know what happened, but it's whatever. I kind of enjoyed all of it, man. Whether it was arguing or not, it all played a part into whatever happened. So
Right. I agree. All was great moments. One of my favorite moments. Well, I have two favorite moments. Um, one of my favorite moments, which is crazy because I don't think the clan actually knew what goes down in the group chats.
Mm.
Like all out war will be going on the group chats, and then you'll see somebody post on the page and be upset, and nobody know what the fuck going on. But in the group chats, it's all types of fuck yous. I hate you. And like it was so like real. Like those had to be like and when you and now looking at it, it's funny. Then it wasn't so funny. But when you look at it now, it's like yo, this shit was like crazy. You know what I'm saying? So like it's so many different times when somebody post something and the clan don't know what the hell's going on. But they see me and Anthony arguing, they'll see me and Ian arguing. They might see Jordan and somebody else arguing, or whatever the case may be. But it's just like now when I look at it, it's just extremely funny. And then I definitely would have to say when AOV and Mount Olympus used to fight, I think I, I think that was the epitome of competitiveness. Because neither side wanted to like give up. Neither side wanted to let the other one win, and like it was so many different things behind the scenes and stuff that was done, and but I think AOV and Mount Olympus alone carried BFC a lot when it came to like activity and came to fightings and great fighters and stuff like that. So those were definitely like my favorite moments when it came to BFC. So
I back that.
it was some good moments, man.
yeah,
I do have one question. I do have one question.
sure.
Why has Zeus been shrunk? I noticed that last time we fought, you shrunk him down.
Right.
That is the smallest Zeus I've ever seen.
Yeah, I definitely I don't know what I was thinking. I was trying to sacrifice the health for the speed. I figured, and I've been running like low health for the longest time, but I've been successful in majority of my fights. But it's definitely a big sacrifice. I'm actually about to bring him back up, bring him higher so I can have a little bit more health. But I don't know who. I think I was fighting a whole bunch of Majins and female girls, and they was just outspeeding me. I was like, I'm just gonna make him small, and then it's been working. But it's definitely hard to manage with low health like that. So I've been battling about making him bigger and stuff like. I feel like I can get with everybody now if I was bigger now. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that, make him big again.
I'll be looking forward to watching your fight.